Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome to Transport Fever 2 India Edition, where we now look at the brand new airport we built in last episode, which is in New Delhi. Very, very quiet airport at the moment, but I think a plane is not long just taken off right now. Guys, welcome back. We did some big expansions last episode, which pretty much made us reconstruct the New Delhi train system. Now, what we've done is we enable us to have two high-speed train lines running all the way down underneath the elevated train tracks, because we're going to build in this episode a new high-speed train line, which is going to go all the way from New Delhi to Kolkata. We also built an airport, which to do so, I did it on the outskirts, so the noise and pollution wasn't too far with the emissions that it caused or stunted New Delhi's growth. Not like it, you know, I mean, there's not much I can do about that. We're going to have negative anyway. But I pushed it outside, which means we needed a dedicated train line that goes back and forth, and it actually does make some sweet cash. So you can see this line now sticking out, going to the brand new extension of the elevated station. And then we did a second one, which now turns to go this way. We haven't added a train to it just yet, but that will continue over. Now, in this episode, like I mentioned, we are going to build a high-speed train line that goes all the way from New Delhi to Kolkata. We're also going to extend the lines on New Delhi for trains to go for a few more towns around it to make it bigger and better. And then we really might need to start thinking about doing an outer tram route as well. It's kind of getting a little bit crazy. So, New Delhi, it's absolutely ridiculous right now, the size of it, and it's only going to keep getting bigger. You are going to get expanded. Guys, if you did enjoy this episode, I haven't even started it. Guys, if you are enjoying the series, please make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new so you get notified when more episodes do come out. But we've got a lot of work to do today. We really have. So, we built a high-speed train line from New Delhi to Kolkata. Now, believe it or not, it's actually not that far of a distance to travel in terms of our high-speed train line. And I have been thinking it would make sense to give it a town around in this area where it will have a stop. So it will go from there, stop at a town here somewhere, and then go to Kolkata. It does mean it will slow it down a little bit, but it's still going to be a high-speed train line. And basically what that does is it creates a hub city around this area for all these towns around it that we can bring them all to. Now, when we built the train line, we've extended the line down, and at the minute it goes to here, and at some point it's going to have to make that left-hand turn. So theoretically, there's Kolkata, there's New Delhi. In this area, where is the most central town? Now, I have given it some thought, and I think I'm going to utilize Gaya right now over here. That is a nice, the kind of orientation of the road network. It goes straight this way, which is where I want it to run. I can bring my high-speed train line here, and it turns off to run down here, create a station there, continues going through here, and then bends down to go in. So Gaya right now, guys, let me know how I pronounce that. Am I pronouncing that right? Is going to be the hub town for all these areas. That's kind of crazy. It really is kind of crazy. So I think what we do first then is we situate this town to have this high-speed train line connection. Now, I haven't built one in quite some time, so this is going to be a bit interesting to see how I can do it. So we're going to pause because this town is ultimately going to get destroyed. I'm so sorry. It has to get oofed, but we all know what the reason behind it is, okay? And we all know that it's going to grow back 10 times bigger after I finish doing what I need to do. So if I put you just to there for a second, that's going to run through. We're going to delete this road here, here, and here, because the town is on some form of a elevation. So we got to be a bit careful with that. Building wise for the train stations, we want a 240. Is it a 240 or a what was we using for the other ones? It was a 240. Nice. 240 high speed, all that jazz in. We'll put it here on this side. Now, I don't know whether this is the right elevation for the train station for the opposite side of the road. I can edit it and change it all over. But let's just build the train line first. Now, this is a different one as well. On the other stations, we kind of set it up where we have, if I quickly run over to one right now, where's a place that has a high-speed train line? Nagpur right now. We have our bypassing set in the middle, high speed on either end, and then we have 2 commuter lines either side. So what that means is this is going to have to take a little bit of a beating right now. So if anything, this road has to technically go. Oh my goodness me, this town was not made to have high-speed trains. I'm just throwing that out there right now. It was not made to have high-speed trains. Right, platforms. You go in the middle here. Then we do a set of 4. So this is... Oh, that's the wrong one. That's elevated, Suniac. That is an elevated piece of train line. Do you know what? I can't even delete it. What's going on? Wait, I can't delete it. There we go. That was a bit awkward, wasn't it? Right, so. This now does 4. Platforms, U. Tracks, 1, 2. Platforms, U. It's the wrong type of... Oh my god, it's the wrong type of tracks in here. Do you even know what you're doing, sir? The answer's no, guys. I have no idea what I'm doing. Right, let me get all the platforms now in. And, oh yeah, we've got to get the cargo either side as well, by the way. Cargo either side. And then platforms. Run the platforms all the way down first. We'll delete this one just there while it's in my mind. Platforms then go down here. And... Oh, that one doesn't need to... Alright, hold on. As I slowly choke, that one doesn't need to go there. That goes there, which this one needs to be replaced with this one. There we go. Right, we got there in the end. Right, there we go, boys. There we go. So, it's become quite the standard edition when it comes to your boys' train tracks. I didn't need to put them either side there. That was just enough, but, you know, we'll roll with it. So we're going to do our underpasses real quick on all the sides there. We'll do them all here as well. We'll do the little kind of roofs implemented in at the same time. Add a bit of style and detail to this. Pretty good. And then the passenger buildings, throw you in, and then the ones either side. And then leave it like that. So, we're going to... Do you know what? I'll just delete this road. It's only residential I'm deleting there. So, we'll be okay. We're going to now terraform this area. Alright, bam, bam, bam. I know I've deleted a lot of this town. This is probably more than even I'm comfortable with normally deleting. Is that smooth? That's flattened, isn't it? Yeah, I've deleted more than I'm normally comfortable with deleting. But there's a good reason behind it, guys, okay? There's always a good reason behind it. So hopefully this town can benefit. Benefit right now for what I'm doing. Right, give it a second. I gotta wait for autosave to finish because it won't let me do anything. Right, we're going to get the smoothie tool. I'm just going to quickly smoothie the town. Smoothie around the train station. Smoothie this. Right. That does drop off a bit now. I'm going to delete you. There we go. Alright, get rid of that road. Okay, so let me now just quickly sort out the train tracks leading to it. Now, previously before, we would build tunnels that go underneath to kind of access and exit the area. And I think we could also implement that as well. That wouldn't be such a bad thing to do. So rail, track constructions, the underground sections here, which we'll do a length of, I think it was around about 75-ish, but we'll do 77, that's fine. 4, spin this round. So that's for them ones. That's for these ones. Bring it down to 2. So, bam, bam. Spin it right round. Bam. Oh, we've got to delete these little buildings here. Oh, delete again. Right, there we go. So let's now sort out the rest of the town. Because now we've got these little areas which we can ultimately now cross over. So run that up there. Or run an area, let's say about here up. Oh no, collisions in the way. Right, I think the collisions are because the road drops down, doesn't it? So it's having to then dig into the terrain a bit. Right, if I go... Oh. Right, if I go there. Right, no issues there. And then between these, if I go straight across, not enough. Alright, go here. Right, and then we just let the town decide however it wants to grow. I'm not going to control it. I'm not going to say what it needs to do, what it needs to do. But the sole purpose right now of having that there is so we can connect other towns to it via commuter lines to our high-speed train network. That's literally all it's for. So it's not a case of I want to grow this town. To be honest with you, I'm not too bothered by it. I just want to utilize this small little area to have a connection for all these towns nearby so we can build our commuter lines coming off. So that's situated exactly how I technically want it to be. Now we're going to have to run the train tracks, or the train lines, directly to New Delhi at this point. So we need to get this out of the ground. And easier said than done with the way that this is going. Right, where's the train line's going to have to run like here. So if I bring you to there, it's quite a long run, this is, isn't it? It is quite a long run underground, but that's how the cards have been dealt. Crisscross there. Oh, don't play these games. There we go, crisscross there. So we need to find a point in which we can connect this down. So it goes to there. So let's just see how and where this runs in a straight line first. Right, I don't want it to do anything crazy here. So straight through there. And then, is it as simple as coming off this bridge with the speed? Ugh. It might be pushing it a bit further back. Because you don't want to lose too much speed is the issue. So you're dropping down to 261, ooh. I mean, is it going to be doing 260 on this going down this way anyway? So if I got it to there, which is completely fine. And it drops about 215. I mean, it's going to be slowing down anyway as it approaches, and it's not going to be up to that speed as it leaves New Delhi anyway. And to be honest with you, it probably won't even hold that speed coming from over there because it's such a short distance. So I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay, boys, to be honest with you. I think we'll be okay. It's not the speed that we want, but I don't think it'll be up to speed that quick anyway. But it should be okay. Right, let's bring it out from this side then. And run this. Initially just in a straight line. So that's all tunneled at this point, and it pops out there. Run this one the same. There we go. What's going on here? Is this because... Is the terrain... Oh, okay. The train falls down. Let me raise this area. Let me quickly raise it so I can build this system. Crisscross. There we go. Smooth. Right, and you wouldn't know what is going on right now. Glorious. So we've got to bring that and then bring it into here. So definitely the speed is going to drop off. But let me just see where I can run this in a straight line first. So running a straight line to here. That stays elevated. That's elevated there. I'll be happy with that, to be honest with you. I would be happy with that. Alright, but then this is where it does have to slow down dramatically. As I then need it to bend into that. So it will be slowing down naturally anyway. So that curve gives it the perfect excuse to do so. And now I have a direct line from Kolkata to New Delhi. Right, smoothie time. On where it's needed. Alright, there we go, boys. There we go. Finish up this area here. I'll be honest with you, before you even say it in the comment section, I feel uncomfortable with how much I've had to destroy from that town. But I know it will bounce back. It will all bounce back. We'll probably redo this road. At some point. Not right now, because I'm too excited to get this train line up and running. Right, back into play mode anyway. So allow the game to now continue. Allow that town to kind of... Oh, it's that... Is it built the old style bridge here? It had, hasn't it? Yeah. Right, that's now upgraded to the newer style bridge. For the speed limit. Now, of course, we've got to get signals now all implemented. So, crisscrosses go there. You're there. On that one. We'll do a set here. We'll do another set just here. As it's all leaving. So I'll follow where we've got the signals just here. And then we'll do a set here. Auto save. Come on. I don't mind it when I'm trying to build, like, or I'm doing... Actually, no. The only time I don't mind it is when I'm trying to build. No, the only time I do mind it. No, wait, hold on. It annoys me when I'm trying to build. I don't mind when I'm just yapping, because it doesn't really matter at that point. Right, bam, bam. Getting down to here, we need one just there. We need one just there. We'll do one here. Bam, bam. Right, that is it. That's all we need right now. So another new line. We're going to go from here all the way. Oh no, we first got to go here. to New Delhi. Make sure we select the correct one. There we go. And then back here. So we're just going to make sure at this train station, it's on the correct side. So that's going to be a 3. That one's going to be a 4. In New Delhi, we can utilize both sides. In Calcutta, we utilize both sides. That's now perfectly set up. So we've just got to quickly now implement the train depot so we can put trains on the track. To which I am going to put that. We'll put it actually here so we can then utilize it for both sets of train tracks. So spin it right round. Actually, we'll just put it like that. So tracks. So first bring it down to the right level. Build you there. Slope too much. Oh! It does slope off as it turns, doesn't it? Right, I didn't see that happening. Now it makes sense. Right, we'll build it from this side. Spinsies. So they drive on the right side. Do you know what? We can pull trains from somewhere else on that. I ain't too bothered. Right, electric. We're going to go for capacity. And we have been using the 300-kilometer trains. Which that carries 162. It's the 162 ones, isn't it? That's a 300-kilometer. So we'll grab one of these. We'll buy 4 to begin with. And it's line 4 because I've yet to rename it. Right. That's wild. Now we've got that route. Obviously, this town has taken a huge beating. But now with it being connected to 2 major transport hubs, if there's any town that's going to give itself a nice little boost, it's going to be that town. So that's pretty good for us. Even more connections right now for Calcutta, which should increase its percentages to grow it even more. It's not like in the emissions, though. The emissions are super high. I'm not surprised. I've literally built an airport in the city. It's never good news, is it, guys? It's never good news. But give that time to now do what it's got to do anyway. So in the meantime, then, we'll try and do a few little transitions. So we still got a lot of people over here. We did add more trains to it, so I'm going to assume that we are now starting to clear the backlog. But they come straight from here, don't they? That's what we got a lot of people on. How busy is it underneath? I mean, it is fairly busy. Is it different trains? Yeah, they're the 160 trains. If I was to replace all of them, we're utilizing these ones. Oh, they're so much more expensive. Wait, these only go 220. These can... I mean, what does this one do? 200. These can go up to 300. It will cost me $1 billion to replace all the trains in that line. It'll only give me 2 extra capacity, but it will make the train so much faster. What's the finances on the line? There's money there, but does it warrant the difference in speed? Right, I've spent $1 billion to find out. I've literally just spent $1 billion right now to find out. That's wild. That's wild. Now, I don't think all the trains will even reach that speed level. But they've got the option to do so if they really require. Right, we're waiting for it to see one of the trains then. Come out of this area. Now, obviously, we got this train here. Which I've just realised I do have it on the wrong side of the track. So we've got to do it here. That will then pull another train out, right? Yeah, that's now pulling a train out. You're high speed. You're high speed. Is it you? Yeah, only 30. Wow, okay. I'm surprised only 13 people already. Like, I didn't think anybody would be ready to go to Kolkata. But turns out they are. Right, okay. We're going to give that rail line right now just some time to settle in. And we're going to try and extend the lines in New Delhi a bit more. Now, we have this pink line that goes all the way through from Mumbai all the way up to New Delhi. That's in the middle. Now, we've got the option to either extend it over by one more, or I could use that to go elsewhere. I could use the right-hand side to go to this town, which is probably what I'll end up doing. That middle one will probably bend to go around this way, because that's going to go through here and off its skedaddles. And that line, I mean, that line, yes, it'll give me a reason then to get this town here connected up finally. That's what we can do. It's going to destroy a few buildings, though, but that shouldn't be much of an issue. I can treat this as also an elevated station. So, a 160, both sides, because it's going to be borderline an end platform anyway. And put it here. So that just got oofed. Configure you to have the elevated passenger buildings. You're there. You're there. You're facing the wrong way. There we go. So that gives us a natural radius of this for the town, which actually works out pretty well. So for us in terms of tracks then, we'll make this go out and we'll make it go directly out in a straight line. But of course it does need to be elevated. And it will eventually need to go uphill, which again will be completely fine. So it does delete a few buildings. But also, we'll make this follow it as well. Because that line is also going to extend outwards. At least they come to the same point, so we can utilize them. Right. So I've got to get this to go down to here. So it has got to come down the hill, but I want to keep it elevated. But the slope is too much. So it looks like we're deleting back a bit. Right, the slope is too much in general. So what I could do... Oh, I deleted the road there. Is have this go straight, like it was anyway. But then start to raise it up. So we begin the elevation change on this one. And I'm hoping the slight elevation change begins the incline going up to that town. That's what I'm hoping for. Whether or not it works out like that is a completely different story. But it's a slight elevation change, but like, again, like I said, I'm hoping it will be enough. It's enough for that to continue. But I'm not a fan of here, so I might lower this area. Just so visually it looks like it's all still elevated. There we go. So that will continue up to there, which at the moment, I don't think it's going to continue. There's nowhere it can actually technically go. So that would end there. That middle one's going to bend and go to another city in that direction. We'll do that again at some point in the future. And that's linked to this town here. So we can go from Agra to New Delhi to Dehradun. Is that how you pronounce that place? Now, I could choose to add in an extra station by allowing the train to connect to here. Gives us a little bit more freedom, a few more passengers we can then move about, which is not too shabby. But where does it go from that point? Again, I'm not too sure. So why don't I just kind of first focus on a back and forth line just here. Right, and then back again. So Agra, both sides. Dehradun, both sides. Which it can't do. Because, of course, I don't have the crisscross implemented. So you're in. Oh, come on. There we go. So that sorts that line out. But in New Delhi, it's got to utilize both sides. But we've got to make sure... Oh, it doesn't have the crisscross there as well. Right, it's not that... Oh, hold on. No, it is that one. So I've got to do this one here. And are we okay on the going out section here? We should be, right? So that's got a crisscross. Have you got a crisscross? You've got a crisscross. So what's the dealio here then? Oh no, sorry. It doesn't utilize both sides in New Delhi. What am I doing? Rookie error, Seniac. A rookie error. Right, is that the correct side? No. Right, stop using both sides full. Right, that's it. Now, it doesn't have signals. But how many trains am I going to have going back and forth right now? Probably only one. So why don't I incorporate then? Just here. Our little commuter train to buy. Electric. Oh, is it doing one of these a bit too much at 6? You know, no, that's fine. That'll be fine for our commuter line. Which it'll be line... It's line 5, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll do one train going back and forth there. And we'll see how that gets on. Right, let's fast forward. Let's now fast forward. So here's one of the high-speed trains. That's the high-speed train going to Calcutta, by the way. So that should then go pedal to the metal as it goes to Gaya over here. But it should be able to do the most amount of speed going after this station continuing forward. So where is it right now? It can go up to 300 kilometers, which I feel like this train's too expensive for this line. So it will have to start slowing down shortly, which it's now doing. And there's actually a train already here waiting. There's the other train. So I don't think these lines are long enough for them to fully max out their speed. So you could argue this type of train's too expensive for this line. Right. Very good, boys. Very good. Like I said, it would just take time. So how's Calcutta on the growth charts? Doing pretty well still. The city size will also be hindered with the fact that it's near water. It's the same with New Delhi. If we never had the lake, New Delhi will be so much bigger. But how we're looking now. So you're starting to get people over there. You're starting to get people over here as well. And that line, there's the train going up. Nobody on board just yet, so we're picking up people for the first time here. And it picks up a grand total of 8 people. But again, it gives New Delhi more connections. And that's exactly what we want it to do. Look at its target population, 4,800. It could reach that if I never had the river. That's what's scary about all of this. Yikes. Now, I have a feeling I've now broken my high-speed train line by making the expenses super high with the type of trains. But we will see if it was the correct decision or not. We shall see, boys. This line here needs bigger trains still. So, replace these. We can replace them with these. And that heavily increases my capacity on that line. So now when we get to here, it takes a big chunk of people. So that's just kind of made us so much more efficient in that area in general. This shipping line in finances is doing really good as well. Is there any other areas where we're kind of like getting overwhelmed and we just don't realize it? Bangalore seems to be a lot of people over here. This is Mang to Bell line. I think we'll do the same with this as well. We'll replace them trains with the dual stock. So it goes from a 620 capacity up to a 990. That all of a sudden gives us so much more capacity on the line with the same amount of trains. So that should clear a huge backlog of people. Is the same over here in Hyderabad? Or have we just looked at this? This one is... Okay, we'll do the same to this one. So from 372 to 594, again, that's a huge increase in passengers. So this line here, it's got the right style of train. I think I might duplicate and add one more train on that line. So this is dramatically increasing the amount of passengers now. Actually, we'll add a second. We'll add 2 on that line. 2 on that line. Is this line okay? I think this line's okay going up. To get more people on the lines, it's as simple as start feeding the cities with their guts. Nagpur over here, the HST, New Delhi. Again, that should start picking up more people now. I could duplicate one more. And what about this line to Raipur? That's okay. I think we're now okay for train lines. I feel like we've just spent the most amount of money we've ever spent in a single episode. Oh my god, we've spent 2.23 billion in the last year. Yo! Look at that. Over the last 50 years, that's the most money I've ever spent in a single year. Holy smokes. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. Right, is this town now growing back slightly? Took a big hit, but there is some buildings over on this side. Oh, how's the brick factory over here that we did the other episode? We've got a few items going on here now. Right, so let's add a second truck to you. The Dhaka bricks, we're going to duplicate 2 more vehicles on you and see how we get through that backlog. Because these theoretically should pick up quite a few. Oh, another good point on them lines. Is there such things as bigger vehicles? Because I'm not sure if these are the biggest vehicles you can get at this stage. I'm not too sure. We're just waiting for autosave right now if I can check. So replace them by capacity. Scroll right down. No, they are the biggest ones we can currently get right now. Okay, fair enough. So we're looking at the Dakar bricks right now. These 2 trucks alone should take a little bit of a dent. I mean, is there a way in which we can add more storage to this? So cargo, yes, we can add some cargo buildings to it. So a couple of cargo buildings do increase the amount of stock or goods it can hold before they get destroyed. And that should help us out. So Dakar's growing quite nice, considering I haven't done anything with it apart from... Well, I say I haven't done anything with it. I've given it a train line, and I'm bringing bricks to it. It has the food right next to it. We could actually deliver wheat to it. There's a wheat field just there. But considering I haven't really paid attention to it, I've just done like off-the-cuff stuff to it. It's quadrupled in size. That's wild. That is actually wild. Right, the Coim to Calcutta line could do with an additional plane. There we go. It's a very busy line, isn't it? It is a very busy line. And how are the trams looking? Do we need more trams? Right, manage the vehicles. We'll manage it on... Okay, we'll add 2 more. We'll add 2 more there as well. Because we are now moving more passengers. There is now more destinations. So you just go... Oh! I think that might be the reason why. We have a cleanup on aisle 3. Traffic jam. So the main reason is them trying to cross the bridge to go where? Right. I think it's mainly getting caught up in the trams. Right, hold on. Let me see if I can do a few little crossings here. Right, it doesn't like the slope. There's a bridge there, but it doesn't like that slope. And we can't do that. I mean, yeah, there is a slope. I can see it. I could do that connection there. Give us an alternative turning point. Oh, what have I done now? What have I done? Oh, I think I've got that train here confused with the road. Right, you go back the opposite way, please. Where is it? Oh, I think I've got this caught up. Right, can I put that there and then let it go? Yeah. No. Right, I'm trying to get it on the other side of the tracks. So if I just implement you there, turn you round, you should be able to now do that left turn. Right, it got caught up because of the me editing everything, which should then allow that train to skedoodle out of here. Right, apologies for that, boys. Right, we've given an alternative road here, but it doesn't solve the main major issue. Now, I like to know why they're using this road. Oh, it's because it's the one of the main drags going over. So if I was to just help out a bit more with a few more bridges. I don't know what they're building here. But if I just get a road going across, go for a nice bridge there. I'm going to create a nice little, well, I say a nice little bend. Right, delete you. I'm going to run this straight through. And bridge going across there for connectivity. So back into play mode. The game will probably force these road connections itself in just a minute. That gives us a little bit of a bypassing route, so they haven't all got to run through this area. I could also widen this road to allow more vehicles to flow through. But that's give us some alternative routes straight away. We don't have any connections there. It's interesting that they want to use this road, though. That's the interesting thing that I think. But yeah, we do need to start thinking about bulkier roads. So if I was to upgrade to a chunky boy, I can start by upgrading the bridge. I don't want to do too much that it hinders everything else. Right, just make that road a bit thicker. So at least the trams can continue to run through. That will move a few more vehicles. But this is the downsides of such a populous city. We've got an alternative route there. Wider roads for higher capacities, but sometimes that's not always a good good thing. And do we have the train line set up here? Because it might help us out with a bit of traffic. But the vehicles are now moving. And that backlog is almost cleared. A little bit of a huffle and kerfuffle here. Can I edit this? Do I have the tools to edit this? Edit traffic. Well, I've turned off traffic lights on that to try and keep it flowing. Right, wait for the tram to go. So now it's a free-for-all. It's an absolute free-for-all at this point. But that could be what's needed to make it continually flow. It's having too many junctions, which is like the next big issue. And also, they're consistently waiting for the trains. So when a train comes through, it halts all the traffic. That's the other downside to it as well. So another way in which we can kind of like aid traffic flow is to have roads that don't go through the train lines, but I also feel like it adds a bit of character to the town. I like a little bit of traffic. It kind of then shows that there is life in the city. So it's not all bad. It's not all bad. But we got a couple of bypassing routes. Anyway, this is a handy run. Other than that, there's not really any traffic. If I'm being completely honest. There's a few here as well, but they suffer from the same thing as well. Always waiting for the trains. So you could do interesting stuff to kind of alleviate those pressures. Like, for example, if I deleted this road and I deleted this road, make it go underground to connect with like a highway road so it's fast, it'll fast track the connection. But just give me a second, because autosave decided to show its face right now. God damn it, autosave, fool. Streets, we'll do the medium country road style. And bring that to there and then make it go right underneath. Right, delete you. Same with this and make it go right underneath. And then get them two connected. Yes, you do lose out then on zoning. You do lose out on zoning. So alternative ways you can kind of go about fixing that is having then a staggered, which is quite difficult to do, but like a staggered junction like this, but just let the city evolve. Now we have this little underpass. We've still got the stuff on the outer side. And let them realize how this now works, but then it all of a sudden, you either turn left or you turn right. Widen the bridge as well. Could I widen the road? I could. And that becomes a prominent route. There is less then trying to crisscross over here, which should then continue to make them flow a bit easier. And then probably mainly focusing on trying to get around this little section. So just stuff like that can really help out an area. And then give that time, and then all the traffic should then eventually just disappear. You could argue the same thing here, but you've got the trams wanting to go around in that section. So you're forever going to be having this issue. Unless I move the trams to take a different route. But you got to give this time. I can make the trams go the next line over. But like I said, it's all going to eventually clear, and you shouldn't really see much of an issue anymore. Because I'll have no need to make that turn. So let's just give it time to clear before we decide anything else. Okay, okay, boys. Right, this line, is it making money yet? Oh, it's just about to start making money. This town is now growing back, which is good to see. We've got a lot of people here. Is this the biggest planes we can have if I do it by capacity? No. Oh, no, we got the next DC-10. Which that is... Oh, no, I need to go passenger, sorry. Okay, no, that is the plane. So it is literally a case of... needing more planes. I could throw another passenger terminal if maybe I got rid of this. Shipping harbour. Having that additional... Where is it? Passenger terminal. Oh, there's a bit of a collision. Okay, okay. That's a shame. I could have said, you're just giving me a bit of a helping hand, but... We'll duplicate 2 more. Is what we'll do. Right. Only time will tell then if these changes will make a huge impact. So, Agra right now, another town we just added the line to, is now growing. Dehradun, if that's how you pronounce it, is also now dramatically growing. Now we bought the line extending over there, which is great to see. The last bit of vehicle traffic is almost cleared in that little section. Not so much cleared over here because the way they've changed things up, but we have given us an alternative route for crossing for some vehicles, so they haven't got to make their way down here. And hopefully, fingers crossed, that will be the last we see of it, as a lot of them then decide to go under or through our underpass. Very good. I think they also get caught with the constant stopping of the trams as well. That catches a lot of them out. But it is what it is, boys. It is what it is at this point. There's not that much traffic anyway. So we're all okay. So this to Mumbai. We're going to replace these real quick with these dual shocks. And that, I think that's just giving us the same capacity. So if so, we'll add an extra train on it. Right. Very good, he says. Very good. We've taken some big dents now out of some of the other lines that were having a lot of people waiting, which has worked out very well. Especially this Bangalore one, where we had a lot of people waiting on the Mang to Bell line. We've now kind of cleared them. Expenses are kind of rising up slightly, so you've got to be a little bit careful, boys. But we're all good in that area. Right, we're going to end it here, guys. That commuter line has been successful as of now, but in doing so, it's unlocked all of this area to which we can now work with. I'm thinking we've done a lot of passenger stuff lately. I feel like it's time to take a look back at some cargo. Yes, that's what I'm thinking, boys. So if you are enjoying this series, please make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So goodbye.